Every year about this time, you are going to start seeing creators tell you to grab some vanilla beans and some vodka, put them together, tie a bow on it, and give that as a Christmas gift. But listen when I tell you that it is too late for that. Good vanilla takes time to fully and properly extract, about 6 months to a year. I am going to teach you how to start vanilla today, not so you can give it as a Christmas gift this year, but so it can sit for an entire year, fully extract, and turn it into the most perfect batch of vanilla extract that you can gift to your friends and family next year. And I'm going to show you how to use those vanilla beans to make a gift that you can give this year for Christmas. We're going to make vanilla bean paste that is rich, aromatic, and so flavorful. We're going to get started on the easiest first, and that is making next year's vanilla extract. So you need some type of alcohol that is between 70 and 100 proof. You can use vodka, which is what I'm using, whiskey, rum, any of those things will work just fine. And then of course, you're gonna need vanilla beans. So to do a single fold vanilla, you're gonna need 1 ounce of beans per 8 ounces of vodka. If you want to do a double fold, of course, you just double that. So 2 ounces of vanilla beans for 8 ounces of alcohol. I have 8 ounces of vanilla here, and this is about 60 ounces of vodka. Now I am gonna dump some of this out so I have room for these vanilla beans. So I'm gonna end up with something in between a single and a double fold. Don't waste this. You can use it to do another extract as well. Some people put their beans in whole and some people split them. I find that I get the most flavor when I split these, and so that is what I'm gonna do with probably half of them because I do have a lot here, and then I'll just throw the other half straight in. And you are just splitting them so you can get to all of those beautiful beans on the inside. So our vanilla beans are split, and this is incredibly easy. You're literally just gonna put those beans right into that jar of vodka. The hardest part about making vanilla is having the patience to wait to get into it. It really is that simple. Put the lid on, give it a good shake. And then you are gonna store this somewhere dark. I usually do my basement, but in a cabinet would be perfect. And then you're gonna give it a shake about, I don't know, just whenever you think about it, every couple of weeks or so. And do not open this bottle for at least like bare minimum 6 months. But if you want an even more rich, flavorful vanilla, let it set for an entire year. This bottle right here is the one that I started June 9th. Do label it with the date so you don't forget. If your brain is anything like mine, you'll have no idea when you actually did this. But so this is the difference in about 6 months of setting. I could use this vanilla right now. It has been sitting long enough, and I am almost out of my previous bottle of vanilla, but the longer that this sits, the better it tastes. All right, so the vodka that we had to dump out, what do we do with it? I am gonna make a cinnamon extract, just as simple as the vanilla. You just need some cinnamon sticks. I had these left over from a Christmas craft that I made last year, and we just added them into there. The longer this sits, again, the better it's gonna taste. This is a perfect replacement for some of your cookies and cake recipes. Anything like fall inspired or oatmeal inspired is really awesome with this cinnamon extract. And if you mix the two together, like do a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of vanilla, I'm gonna tell you, your baking is gonna be absolutely incredible. People are gonna taste it and be like, what is that flavor that she used? And you have a little secret ingredient. I showed you that I was almost out of my vanilla. I just have like, I don't know, about 1.5 inches here at the bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour that out into a jar so I can continue to use it. This hopefully will get us through our holiday baking. And then next, we are gonna make a vanilla bean paste. Now, I have all of these spent vanilla beans. They have been sitting in this jar for 1.5 years and extracting all of that amazing flavor into this vanilla, but they still have life left in them, just not quite as much as a new vanilla bean. So for vanilla bean paste, you can either use new vanilla beans or you can use spent. The only difference is if you're gonna use spent vanilla beans that you have already used to extract, then you need to double the amount of beans that you're using. So I'm gonna tell you amounts for both, just in case you don't have any that have been soaking in vodka for 1.5 years. And it's gonna turn out excellent either way. This is really incredibly easy to make. I feel like if I can get one to come and I can pull it out, then that will be, there we go. You know what? I just realized I should have measured how much my little food processor weighs. Let me pull these out really quickly. Because we need 4 ounces of beans if you have fresh beans. So I need 8 ounces. All right, that's on the scale. Now let's add these back in and see where we end up. This should be about 8 ounces, I'm hoping, because this is all I have. Last bean. All right, we got it. And we're at 10.9 ounces. I'm a little bit over. I'm okay with that. I'm gonna leave those in here. Now that our beans are in here, the next ingredient is actually water. But if you look in this jar that I took all of my vanilla beans out of, I have tons of goodness left in here. And I don't want that to go to waste at all. So I'm gonna put my 6 ounces of water straight into this jar and kind of swirl it around and try and get some of those beans out. I am using a food scale for this. So I have 6 ounces of water. That's just gonna go straight into my food processor or my blender. Just, you need something really high powered that's gonna absolutely pulverize those beans. And I have a pretty clean jar now, so I am happy with that. The next ingredient is 16 ounces of sugar. You can use white sugar like I'm using, or you can also use a brown sugar or raw sugar. And then you're gonna need 12 ounces of an alcohol. Again, that's between 70 to 100 proof. I saw this recommended so many times. It's black spiced rum, Kraken. I don't drink, so I don't know anything about different types of alcohol, but this is what was recommended for like a really good flavor. So this is what we are going in with. And again, it's 12 ounces. And then we're just gonna blend this up for like 3 to 5 minutes. What we're looking for is for these vanilla beans to just completely be turned into a paste. And we want it to blend long enough that the sugar in here heats up and melts. I took this off the blender really quick because I forgot a really important ingredient, and that is corn syrup. Now I know corn syrup has a bad rap. This is not high fructose corn syrup like is in tons of processed foods, but it is necessary for this recipe. And the reason is because it's an invert sugar, which means that it is gonna keep this vanilla bean paste from crystallizing. So you do need 2 ounces of corn syrup. I cannot believe I forgot to throw it in there. All right, this is going back to the blender. I felt like this was taking a really long time in my food processor. I have a different one than I had last time I did it. And so I decided to pull out my Magic Bullet. And you guys, this is working so much better than my food processor. And Magic Bullets are really inexpensive. So if you don't have a high-powered blender and your food processor isn't cutting it, try just a little smoothie maker or a Magic Bullet if you have one. I am having to do this in batches though, because obviously it doesn't hold as much as my blender does. If you're happy with the texture of your vanilla bean paste at this point, then you can jar it up and it is ready to use. But it is a little bit runnier than the kind that you would buy at the store. So if you want it really nice and thick, like what you get if you purchased it, get all of this in here. Don't waste any of that goodness. Then you're gonna wanna add in half a teaspoon of xanthan gum. It doesn't take very much. A little bit goes a long way. And this is just gonna thicken this up into a really nice paste. We're gonna blend this again just to get that all mixed and incorporated. And this is ready to package up. Now it's not super thick yet. That thickness will come as it cools. I'm gonna be gifting these in little 4-ounce quilted canning jars, so I am just going to fill them. If you have never used vanilla bean paste, you use it 1-to-1 as you would vanilla. So if a recipe calls for a teaspoon of vanilla, you're gonna use a teaspoon of this vanilla bean paste. And this will store on your countertop or in your cabinet. It doesn't require any refrigeration and it's good for years. These are a Christmas gift, so we need to make them look really pretty and festive. I went to my local Walmart looking for some Christmassy fabric that I could put underneath the lid here and secure on like that. That always looks super cute. Unfortunately, my store didn't have any fabric for Christmas time, which I thought was strange. But what they did have, if I can get it out, is some of just this twine. So I just cut myself a section of it and I'm gonna tie it onto this jar. Make a few layers of it so it looks really cute. Tie a bow. And then I found these cute little gift tags that I think kind of look wooden and rusty, and it goes perfect with the colors of the vanilla bean paste and the twine. This vanilla bean paste is a really thoughtful, unique, budget friendly, easy, homemade gift that anybody would love to get this season. So go ahead and get started, and don't forget to get your vanilla started so you already have next year's Christmas gift taken care of. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and for being here. I am also trying to grow my personal Facebook page, so go find me there. My name is Bree Ennis. I'll make sure and link that down below. I share tons of just more of like a daily life thing, a lot of what I'm cooking, how I'm using this vanilla bean paste, how I'm using the turkey that I canned up, just that type of thing. And then make sure to check back here for the next video. Until I see you then, may God bless.